Bad Bunny Foundation distributes toys for 25,000 children in Bonita Tradicion. It's an event, and the activity actually seeks to highlight the country's traditions while promoting sports, art, and music. Our Francis Felix has a preview.
Since early hours in the morning, families have gathered to collect their Christmas gift for the kids in the Roberto Clemente Coliseum in San Juan. The Good Bunny Foundation, the nonprofit entity of the urban artist Bad Bunny, is giving sports and art-related gifts for the third consecutive year, bringing joy to the people. Around 250,000 gifts are expected to be given today. We will bring you a full report on what happened in the event. From San Juan, Puerto Rico, Frances Felix reporting.
All right, thanks so much, Francis. Looking forward to that full package from you. Well, meantime, the $5 minimum wage is now part of Belize's wages regulation and will come into effect January 1st of 2023. It's a fulfillment of a pledge made to Belize residents and their public by the People's United Party in the party's manifesto to increase the minimum wage from $3.30 to $5 hourly. Prime Minister there estimated that 30,000 workers in Belize are receiving less than this hourly wage. And he said this new increase in the minimum wage is part of the government's overall strategy to combat poverty and reduce inequality. The Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, however, has expressed concerns about the impact such an abrupt increase in the wage bill could have on businesses. And it has estimated that the private sector could be facing an additional $200 million in wage expenditure, which could result in the BCCI says in layoffs and workers and hikes in the prices of goods and services in order to offset these additional costs. Now, the chamber is urging the government to take a phased approach to the implementation of the wage increase, but Prime Minister there is not buying this argument. He said the private sector has had ample time to prepare for this increase.
I don't think it's overnight because we've been telling them it was in Plan Belize, and we've been telling them over and over this is coming. The minimum wage has not increased in 10 years. And we have the issue of inflation. And then you have poor people who make $2.30 for a piece. And I'm just appealing to the private sector for them to do their part. They are going to benefit, because the more money people have, the more they can spend, the more they can afford to go and buy in their stores. So the private sector, they are going to benefit. And most businesses are already paying more than $5 per hour, what we're proposing. I think of the 100,000 plus workers, about 30,000 and are earning less than $5. So by doing this, all of this will be getting in effect a much needed raise.
And after Christmas, now comes the great gift return. But this year, there are a few more hurdles. A recent survey found 6 in 10 retailers have now changed their return policies. Nancy Chen reports.
With the holiday shopping season underway, 'tis the season also for surprises, including a crackdown on online returns. The cost to return an item by mail at Zara, now $3.95. For J. Crew, it's $7.50. And for Dillard's, that return shipping cost will set you back almost $10. They're all part of a growing list of retailers charging return fees, typically in the range of $3 to $10 to send back purchases.
I hate it as someone who likes to shop and return things often.
Mevesh Wasi shops almost entirely online and was recently hit with return fees after ordering multiple pairs of pants.
I haven't been able to find a pair of pants that actually fits me. I needed to try on a lot of things, and for certain stores I did have to eat that $5 cost.
A fee some experts say shoppers should get used to, with labor and shipping costs up and retailers dealing with excess inventory this year, and all those returns add up. According to the National Retail Federation, $102 billion worth of online orders were returned in 2020. That number more than doubled to $218 billion last year.
About 40% of our merchants are charging for refunds, and that's up. It's nearly doubled in the last 12 months.
Jonathan Poma is the CEO of Loop, a company helping more than 1,500 retailers save on return costs.
This is actually a big problem for retailers.
When you start to stack these costs, free shipping on the outbound order, free shipping on the return, maybe a customer acquisition cost of $50, and you're out almost twice the cost of the return.
And with as many as 50,000 brick-and-mortar stores projected to close over the next 5 years, the trend towards return fees isn't going away anytime soon.
I think return fees just help us see a little bit behind that curtain by making us pause and think about our purchasing decisions and whether we are being wasteful or not.
Turning a page in how we buy and return.
And that was Nancy Chen reporting there. Well, meantime, the year is wrapping up and many will be making some financial resolutions come 2023. And experts say don't wait until January 1st to pin down those money moves you'll be making in the new year. So Jen Sullivan has 5 things financial experts recommend that you do now to set yourself up for financial success next year.
Before you ring in the new year, how about reining in your 2023 finances?
You want to be able to have your ducks in a row. You want to have your finances organized.
After a year of historic inflation, rising interest rates, and growing recession fears, this duo of financial experts say now is the perfect time to reflect on your spending and plan for the future.
Prioritize paying off high interest rate debt, bulking up your emergency fund.
If improving your finances is one of your 2023 resolutions, here are 5 money moves to consider these final days of the year. 1. Look ahead and decide which big purchases you'd like to make next year. Then create a plan to afford that new car, house, or trip.
Making sure that you are building all of that into your budget is going to be number 1.
2. Look back at your expenses and figure out what worked and what didn't. 3. Tackle that lingering debt. Either pay it off now and avoid dragging it into next year, or come up with a plan to pay it off in 2023.
We see the feds raising the rates on interest, and so things like credit card debt, personal loans, anything that has a variable interest rate is going to cost you more.
4. Boost your emergency fund. Figure out the most scaled back amount you need in order to get by month to month.
That's going to include housing. It's going to include basic food and groceries, not a lot of dining out.
And 5, decide how much you'll invest next year and in what.
Just make sure that you're earmarking money for investing that you are not going to need for at least the next 10 years.